Good evening. I'll try again. Facebook Live has been cutting out in the last couple of days. But what I was saying was one of the best trainings, one of the best forms of training you could take is discovering how to manage your internal state. So what that means is your internal state is how you feel, how well you're able to focus your mind, how well you're able to generate energy and passion and even focus, being able to focus intensely. So if you have a job interview, if you're working with a new client, Eddie Alamate, good evening. If you're working with a new client, if you've got a new account at work, if you going to see a parent that you argue with, something like that. So your state can be thrown off, and that affects everything else that you'll do in that meeting or in that interaction with that person. So if you have more control over that, you will have more control over the outcome. Adam, good evening, mate. So how do you do that? So there's a number of ways that I've been working on and learning over the years, and particularly over the last week. You've probably seen some of my videos from the NLP stuff, and that was just like another piece of the puzzle for me, you know. You may have seen my video yesterday where I talked about, I think life is like a puzzle for most of us, and as we add another learning to that puzzle, we add another little piece that's, you know, some of them are a strange shape, and we think, well, you know, what am I meant to learn out of this? And that piece of the puzzle goes in and it makes the picture a little bit more complete, and you think, okay. And then a year down the line, you can see how that lesson was valuable to you. So some of the learnings over the years of body language, but how to manage your state is really effective and powerful. It's one of the most powerful things you can do. So it's one of the best trainings you could have. So for instance, I was with a client today and they just recently moved house, and they said they were actually experiencing like a little bit of a loss. They weren't sure about it. They felt lonely. So we talked it through and talked about just attaching more positivity to the experience they're having at the moment, because it's actually a great experience. It's really a new adventure, but it depends on the way that the person views it and their perception. So how do you change that? You can use visual images, you can use feelings that are going on in your body, you can use language or sounds, you can use smells, you can use tastes, and you can use funny music, funny examples of language, funny ways to use your body, funny pictures in your mind, and you need to switch the negativity to positivity, and you can do that systematically, and that's what I find really interesting. So it's not just like a force. You're just, hi Valerie, how are you? Good evening. And it's not forced, so you can practice. It's a skill that you can learn. Health is a skill that you can learn, and changing your state, altering your state, managing your state and controlling it is a skill that you can also learn. So what does it look like? Well, I took this client through, so they were telling me that their image in their mind that flashed up, and that can be unconscious. You can miss that, so you're just left with a feeling. So I don't really picture anything. I just feel this negativity, this loneliness, is what the client was saying. So I said, what's the image? And they said, well, I see myself standing in a vast space, like a big field, but there's not much color to the field, and it's on the horizon, the image, but I'm a little dot. I'm quite small, and it's a real vast, like the Earth in the universe. It's kind of that feeling or us on the planet Earth, one of us, so we're like a pin dot. So they felt like it was kind of desolate. So anyway, we talked through the feelings and the smells, and we went through all of that, and then we shrunk. I told them to pop the bottom of the image, and the color all drains out. So it's gone black and white. And then I got them to black that out, and then white it out, and then black it out, white it out. And then I got them to shrink the image down. And then we actually brought in another image of curiosity and adventure that I'd built up previously. And I pulled that in. I snapped it in from the side and smashed up the image, the other one, as we pulled the other one in close. So the reason why I'm saying that, because I want to share with you, I give you a little taste of what that conversation is about. So it's literally just a constructed conversation, which can leave you feeling empowered and give you more control over your state, because that can go up or down depending on what happens. And what we really want, what I say in every video, is the more positively you go into each experience, each conversation, each piece of work that you're working on, the more likely it will turn out positively for you. So the more positivity, the more energy that we can inject and bring to the party, so to speak, at the beginning, right from the off, the more likely we're going to come out on top. So I'm going to be working with more people through this, and I actually want to set up a live seminar where I get maybe 10, 20, 50 people in the room, and we'll all go through examples of this and then work in pairs and practice some of these techniques. And then on top of that, we'll talk through some movements that we can do and talk through some nutrition, some really fast ways to get quick results. Because if you're not getting the results you want, I'll let you know, Value, for sure. So if you're not getting the results you want, if you're not feeling the way you want, if you're not looking the way you want, then the best way to keep you on track is to keep you having these small little wins or big wins, because we can get massive change in a short period of time if you're doing the right things. You know, you've all experienced, you would have experienced before, where you're trying really hard on something. Let's say, for instance, to get fit, and it just doesn't seem to be working. Then you go and hire a personal trainer, as an example, and within 4 weeks you're absolutely smashing it, and you're changing, you're dropping dress sizes, or your trousers are gone, you're on another notch down on the belt, so on and so forth. So it's about knowing exactly how to apply certain techniques in order to bring about exactly what you want. And those techniques are out there, and if we haven't found them yet, then it just means we haven't found them yet, but they can be found. So I'll keep sharing the techniques and give you little insights into what that looks like, because by the time we talk face to face, and we may be on the phone or on Skype or face to face, then you've got a good insight of what the conversation is going to look like and feel like, and how long it's going to last, and so on. So any questions, let me know. Anything that's on your mind, let me know. Anything you'd like to work with, because I'd like to figure out ways specifically to help you. So just let me know. And remember, health is a skill that you can learn, and this is a better way to bring out your personal best. Now let's go get healthy, and let's take the world with us. Have an amazing evening, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.